Hello and welcome. So jumping on today, guys, with a pretty quick crystal ball. Well, I hope you can enjoy it and get some insight here. I have finally done a lot more of the members' avatars, so our member banner is nice and updated, so I can actually say thank you to the members and be including all members. So I'm really, really happy about that. So our last crystal ball was there was a members one only 3 days ago. So do please bear that in mind when you ask your questions. If you remember, asking the same question that you asked on that stream, it may be too soon to re-ask. Energy checks, updates, things like that may be a little bit too soon if you were in the members only crystal ball recently. But yeah, beside that, I'll show you the cards now when I take the member banner off, and let you guys know that we are on, because this is a public crystal ball, we are on the emoji, or it's here this time, the emoji, iconic pointer, the emoji system. So we are using the emoji system. My camera is mirrored, so when I point this way, that's the right way. It feels wrong to me. So we are on the emoji system when it's not a members stream, because it can get busy. So just bear in mind, we are using that system. So it's one question per emoji if you don't know, and you can have so there's many you can choose a card, and you don't have to waste your emoji by using a card, is what I was going to say, but there are many emojis throughout the channel, the stream, and it's just to make sure that I'm not answering questions for people who are no longer here. That's why I keep updating the emoji, keep updating, who's in and all of that. So we don't have too many cards today. We couldn't really fit too many. So we have the chakra, have unicorn, have love. These are our love cards for today. We also have shadow healing and druid wisdom as well. They tend to be quite popular ones, so they're just here next to my beautiful sunflowers. Actually, I've taken the green screen off because I want to show the sunflowers. You can see part of the green screen at the back there, but that's okay, no worries. So let's see. We have Jan, Kida, Pooja, Kritika, Tom, Samaya, Damini, Pooja, Delphine, Megha. A lot of different people in today. Very, very nice. Members and non-members. Really, really nice to see. Yes, I've updated the members. I've updated. So everyone who is currently a member should be on there. I really hope. If you are not, do get in touch. And I've finally moved Jan from root to heart. So there we are. And of course that updates all the time. Some people don't want to keep renewing. Some people want to be on some months and not other months. It's absolutely fine. But I was definitely getting a bit behind with it. I was definitely slacking a little bit. So, and I'm very well, so thank you for asking. And we'll get to the questions now. So we'll get to the questions, and yeah, I hope you saw the cards there. So feel free to ask for your cards as well. Just find a comfortable place for this. Should be fine. Okay, so I think Megha is the first question. Megha, what are R's current feelings and next actions towards me? Current feelings feel very positive, although there's a little bit of a kind of laid back, casual kind of energy to it. That they are very positive. There's a lot of interest, there's a lot of attraction, there's a lot of those positive things that we want there. I'm just noting the kind of element of relaxed, casual kind of energy around that, only because sometimes in relationships we want, plans for engagement, plans for commitment, plans for long term. We want them to be there, And it's not to say that they're not there, but there's just a very casual and relaxed energy there. So I would say there probably isn't a rush to anything to like the next level, should we say. There isn't a rush, there isn't this sense of urgency. But intentions definitely do seem to be... intentions, I would say, at the moment, it's keeping things as they are. That's how the intentions feel. Jan, did Caden secretly buy and hide a game on stream from me yesterday when he was with M? If so, why? This is the first time he's deliberately hid something, okay? Yes, and there does seem to be this element of only wanting to let certain people know certain things, kind of not wanting... It's almost feeling like a fed up energy of people who he isn't actively communicating with, kind of communicating, I suppose, like kind of you know, yeah, communicating is the best way I can say. It's almost like I want to kind of have a little bit of control, a little level of control over who I'm communicating with, who I'm showing what, and all of that. Minimizing interaction, really, it feels like. Kritika, when will Anivesh reach out to me and finally we communicate with each other? Okay. So I'm not really feeling like communicating, bridging that gap, communicating again is... I'm not really feeling like it's very prominent. It's not super high energy, but I would say around the September October time there's more chance of this. That chance, that energy is more vibrant. Swati, hello, I hope you're well. Pooja, now that we have agreed to our uncle's terms, will this matter be solved about the property issue? Okay. Yes, I'm getting a yes to this. It feels a little bit like a... like, you know, a exhale, like a almost kind of refreshing energy. So Romance Angel for Kritika. Oh no, sorry, I skipped Jasmine here. What is Phil thinking about me after not getting to see me today, and communication about, and our communication about it? So what is Phil thinking about me after not getting to see me today, and our communication about it? Okay, so there's a disappointed energy. I'm kind of it feels a little bit more like disappointed in myself. That could be wrong, but it's definitely disappointed, but I'm feeling like it's more... I feel disappointed at myself. That's kind of how it's feeling. Definitely disappointed, but I'm just saying I lean towards this being disappointed in myself, not 100%. But there is some element of like low emotion, like kind of I don't know if I would exactly say how can I say, it doesn't feel positive, should we say. There definitely isn't a positive feeling there. There's something in this communication as well, like there's a great feeling of distance in the communication, so that could be if there's something being left out, something not being said, something like that. I'm not necessarily lying about something, but maybe just not mentioning a certain thing, you know? There is this element of a bit of distance. It could simply be that there hasn't been communication for a very long time, and then there has, so that's where the distance energy comes in. But sometimes the distance is when we are purposely stepping back from saying something, we're purposely leaving something out, so it may be important to think about that. Is this communication automatically after a period of distance? Or may there be something more to this distant energy? Romance Angel for Kritika. You can actually see the holographic cards for once on stream, if they're in focus. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation, so keep an open mind. Delphine, what are Chi's true feelings and intentions towards me? Do you see a long-term healthy relationship between us? Okay. There actually is not too much to delve into here. There's a positive energy, but it's very... So when I say positive but passive, I know I use this phrase a lot, but it kind of speaks to this energy where there's nothing negative there. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that I've fallen out with you, or I don't like you, or I have kind of a strong dislike for anything. So it's almost neutral. It's like... it's better than neutral, but it's neutral in the sense of it's very... not really... There isn't a sense of urgency. It's almost like I'm not too concerned, I'm not really pushing to communicate, I'm not really... You know, there isn't an eager feeling, if that makes sense. It's positive, but it just feels a little bit light-hearted, if that makes sense. That's kind of how it feels. So, do we see a long-term healthy relationship? Let's see that. So it feels, at the moment it feels like a no, but I really do feel like this, it feels like there's some level of, it seems like a very casual nature. It doesn't really seem like there's a deep connection here, but that could be if you haven't gotten to know each other very well, or if you have but the period of time together was very brief or something like that. There just feels to be like a brief nature to this, almost like things may change if we delve deeper, things may change if we see each other a bit more, interact a bit more. That's kind of how it feels. It feels almost like perhaps something could build from this, but it may be so far future that it's not really being shown here. Because I would say it's open, but it's very, you know, rocky, kind of unstable kind of energy. Tam, pull a card for me. Yes, okay, so we will do a unicorn and a chakra. Let's do that. So we have Soulmate as our chakra card on the root chakra for Tam there. So we're getting Soulmate and we're getting root chakra. So sometimes this can be the soulmate fully aligning onto our physical path, because our root chakra is all about our work, our safety, our security, our money. It's all about that kind of physical security, physical stability. So it often points to job, it points to money, it points to work, because that's all about how we kind of keep a roof over our head, if you will. So it can be about a more physical step with the soulmate. So maybe moving in together, maybe meeting at a workplace. Sometimes it can indicate where you meet. If you haven't met yet, it may be meeting on a workplace. It could be aligning more physically onto the path in some way. So whether that's moving in together, it's dependent upon where the path begins, where the path is right now. But there's a physical alignment coming, a more physical alignment with the soulmate, and it's very root chakra based there. So let's also do a unicorn card for Tam. Polarity, if I'm reading that right. Integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity, okay? So integrating some of the shadow self, recognizing it, you know, transmuting it in a positive way and accepting it. Just a little bit of guidance to look at that side, you know. we do have Shadow Healing and Druid Wisdom, so Tam, I will also pull you a Druid Wisdom as well. But yes, they're the 5 cards we have today, guys. Pagan Wisdom. So I'll read that. Remember the lesson of nature. Not everything needs to be rushed. A gift comes in, waiting for a loving, tender touch. Carry Rose Court for respect and love. So we're getting a few love messages coming up here at the moment. But yes, Shadow Healing, Druid Wisdom, Love, Unicorn, and Chakra. They're the cards that we have. Swati, what N thinks about me, okay. There's a lot of positive energy, and it seems to be, it's kind of forefront and vibrant, but it feels almost like it's becoming more forefront and vibrant. It feels like there's a bit of a process going on there. Like it's upward trajectory, if you will, you know, becoming more positive as we go. Let's see. Chakra card for Damini, and I will change the emoji in a moment, guys. Chakra card for Damini there. Perception and the heart chakra. So opening our heart or balancing our heart can sometimes help us to see things from a different perspective, looking at things, having a different perception about the world around us, you know? There is this kind of idea, you know, of, well, I suppose the law of attraction kind of energy and things like that. We're kind of getting what we're putting out and all of those things. So thinking about the perception that we have on our current life path, on where we're going and all of those things. And if you want to work on a chakra, it's the heart chakra. Balancing the heart chakra, I would say, because with a lot of you guys, it's not really about opening the heart chakra, because you are empaths. So sometimes you actually, you can have a too open heart chakra, which you don't want, which is like why I say balancing, because we want to be loved, we want to give and receive love, but we don't want to our kindness to be taken as weakness, should we say. Thank you, Leon. Yes, please do like and subscribe. If you haven't liked already, please like, and if you're not already subscribed, please do so. I'll change the emoji now, so if you're still here, feel free to use this one. 1 question per emoji, and then cards can be asked for as well. So a love card for Jan. Unrequited love. Okay, so we have unrequited love. So this can be someone who you have love for. It can be someone who you have a love interest in, not giving, not necessarily not having love for you, but perhaps not having love to your level. So it can be they have love for you, but you feel madly in love, or it can be that you feel in love and they don't at all. So it's unrequited love. It's about the amount of love, the amount of affection, that level being different from person to person. Can be where about you, the person you love, not loving you as much as you love them, or it can be about someone else who has interest in you as well. So do bear in mind, it can be about a different connection. It can be you not loving someone who has love for you, maybe from the past or something like that. So it can go both ways. Samaya, do you see me travelling with family for a vacation in the next week or so? Time frame, please. Okay. Yes, it feels like more end of August, but I do get yes on that. Love card for Swati. Calling in your soulmate. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So keeping that kind of positive manifestation and affirmation. Thank you, Tam. Thank you so much. Blessings. Love, light, and blessings to you. Thank you. I really appreciate any support, guys. So, like, members, super chats, anything like that. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, we have quite a few people in. Danielle! Hello, Danielle. I'm starting a new job in 2 weeks. I'm super excited for it, so I just want to know, will I grow with the new job offer? Okay. Yes, there seems to be opportunity for growth here. Yes, it looks quite positive. Oh, someone became a member. Tom, you're a member. Thank you so much. So, wonderful. I was just saying, guys, if anyone wasn't in, I was just saying about how I organised all of the members' avatars, and I've put everyone on there who was missing their avatar. But now we are going to make some space and put a avatar for Tam on there. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Being a member is probably better than a super chat for you guys, as you do get exclusive streams. So you do get members only Crystal Ball, you do get members only streams every month. So to this month, well, there's members only Crystal Ball and members only channeling, that's every month. But then I do add in an extra members stream as well. Sometimes that's just another members Crystal Ball, but sometimes it's different. Like this month we have aura reading for members as well. So love, light, and blessings. And also, if you're a member and there's a members Crystal Ball and you can't make it, you can send questions to me as well, and I would do them in my own time. So yeah, just explaining kind of the members perk there. Samina, in which month Harris will contact me? Okay. I'm guessing October there. Hi, Watch Geeks. Yes, Watch Geeks, you have a sound healing to take, so do feel free to get in touch when you're ready for it. Okay, so even when you're detaching, you're still really connected on that spiritual level, which does make sense to me, feeling that connection myself. So let's do... we didn't have a Kashik today, which I think are a bit better, but let's do a chakra. Let's do a chakra. Balance. Coming into balance. So, in relation to our relationship, it's a little bit positive. We are seeing still third eye. We have our purple colour. So it's still showing us that link with the spiritual connection. The spiritual connection is really strong. It is still showing us that, and that understanding of maybe why it's the dream. We have the third eye, we have the dream channels. So you are picking up on that spiritual connection in the dream space, which is quite normal. But seeing balance is positive, because what it shows is that things are going to balance within the connection. So that is, if the spiritual connection is really high, but you're getting the most of it, you're getting the visions, you're getting the memories, you're getting the dreams, that's going to balance out. So more coming on their side, perhaps more coming to the forefront on their side as well. If there is anything suppressed there in the mind and the third eye and all of that, or even in dreams, you know, we can forget dreams even without purposefully wanting to suppress emotions. So balance could be those dreams coming to the forefront. I will do also a love card and a maybe shadow healing. So love card there. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So it is kind of leaning towards that. There's still some help needed in bridging this gap in this relationship, which isn't the best kind of message to get, especially when the main thing that would help is them reaching out themselves. So seeing that we need help isn't the most, positive message that we can get. Sometimes friends helping you, it can be spells, it can be energy work, it can be things like that. Or it could literally be friends who are going to mediate kind of energy, you know? So, what I would say from my, ability to help here is to book in the sound session on our next available time. And yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. But if there is any other way you feel that someone physically may be able to help, then definitely go for that. And let's see what shadow healing we get, because we can sometimes look at blind spots, but we're getting confused. The chaos accompanying the confusion seems misguided. However, the others are too embroiled in the situation to see clearly. You will need to make it simpler. So we could be seeing here that there's confusion on her side, feeling a bit confused about feelings, which makes sense given the situation and the scenario. Kind of going forward with a connection that isn't as holistic can cause or be caused by confusion at least. So simplifying the situation in some way. Maybe we could think about how that can be done on a spiritual level at least. Like maybe, to me, simplifying the situation from my perspective and my ability would be, let's not focus on tons and tons of issues or tons and tons of things that are going on that we're worried about. Let's just focus on maybe the chakras that most need it, or just something a bit more simple. So let me see. I think they're kind of the best cards to pull, but do let me know if you have any specific questions and we'll see what we can get with that. So I'm not going to change the emoji until I get to the heart, so let me just see where I am here. Am I? Lioness, hello, welcome back. Is Alessandro my person, or is this just a short term? Is there a future together, or am I meeting someone else? Okay. I recognise your energy a little bit, so I will do your question. But do bear in mind that for Crystal Ball, if you are new, please leave your full name and date of birth. It really helps me to connect with your energy. If you've been on Pendulum, so I don't ask for full name and date of birth on Pendulum, but I do on Crystal Ball because it's more about my gifts with the Crystal Ball. The Crystal Ball, I feel, amplifies my gifts a lot more, whereas the Pendulum is very kind of, it's almost separate from me in a way, you know? Even though I am cleansing it, I am putting some energy into it. It's almost more our higher self, you know, our higher understanding just coming through. Whereas with this, I'm utilising my own gifts, I'm utilising my own kind of psychic energy. So full name and date of birth, I do appreciate, guys. Even if you've been on Pendulum, if you're quite new, but I will still try this as you do feel your energy a little bit, so I will do that. Let's see. It does seem that there's possibility with long term, but it seems like maybe around 40-45%. So there is something there, there's something to work with, but it's not super strong. Hi, Shweta. Miss Venus, hello. What was my twin flame's intention in texting me this weekend after I declined the event? And what does he think and feel about our conversation where he learned I now have a boyfriend? Okay. Yeah, so the rally is a pullback. There's a very, very strong pullback, and it does feel like it's subconscious in a sense where, you know, it's not like I knew you had a boyfriend, so that made me jealous, and then I contacted. There definitely is this kind of subconscious energy going on of it was beginning to happen, you were beginning to align somewhere else with another spiritual connection that's quite important on the path. So that twin flame kind of energy, it kicks in. It's like, okay, I've got to go. I'm now gravitating back to this, you know? So there definitely doesn't seem to be... yeah, I don't feel like I'm purposely trying to mess things up because I know this. I do feel that there's some level of coincidence going on there, but but the intentions are proper. The intentions are proper. There does feel to be, not fully being able to move on from you, and I do think that's been continuous. I do feel that there is a little bit more conscious recognition of that, conscious understanding that I can't really move on from this. So, yes, I do think the intentions are there and are kind of real. But there's definitely this really almost divinely led magnetic energy, pulling me back. Should we start current feelings of Summit for me? Okay. Okay, so there's very positive, vibrant energy here. Although it does seem that it's actively suppressed a little bit, it seems like I'm in this energy of I I hesitated over that connection for so long that although the kind of memories, the energy didn't become tainted, it still holds a place in my heart in a sense. But I've kind of moved so far past it that I'm now trying to just move on with my life. I'm trying to just move forward with my life. There does need to be some active attempt to move forward, meeting people and things like that. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Kritika. Sarah, why did Richard not come here to help me last week when I told him I had a gas leak? So there is an energy of kind of reverting back a little bit into this withdrawn kind of energy, or the similar kind of energy of that medication, that very kind of withdrawn almost. Just inside myself. I'm away from the world. Although I do feel that there's been like gaming and being on the phone and things that are quite, we still do even when we're withdrawn. But there's this energy of coming within, this very withdrawn kind of energy that's very disconnected from the outside world. There's almost like anxiety coming in as well, worries about real life, if that makes sense. But it does feel this withdrawn energy does have an element of not sober to it. So I don't want to jump to conclusions and say this is, smoking weed or this drinking or something like that, because it could be that there's a new medication being taken or going back to the old medication. It could be a medical thing that is having this effect, but there does seem to be something more to it. It doesn't seem to be, I'm just sober. There does seem to be something else that's kind of helping with this disconnect from the external world and helping with kind of laziness, procrastination and all of those things. So I'm sorry to read that. Benita, hi, I hope you're well as well. What kind of doctor will my future spouse be? Okay, let's see. So I'm seeing general practitioner. I'm not really seeing if there's been more specific pinpointed training in a specific thing. I'm not really seeing that, like a specialist. I'm not seeing anything like, it's not to say there isn't, but it's not coming through. Sarah needed him to help move things so they can find and fix it, but ends up doing it on my own, like he doesn't care about his kids. Yeah, it's really not good for him to remain in that kind of energy. It's kind of annoying because there's definitely, with things like depression or anxieties or even substances, whether that's medical or not, there is this element of becoming disconnected from that, and it's kind of annoying that people in that situation don't always have that level of self-awareness to recognize and prioritize. Damini, why my best friend isn't communicating with me like she used to? Why is she being so distant? Okay. So there does seem to be a little bit of an upset over something that you've said or maybe done or something like that. It could even be something that they've heard about you that may not even be the case. But there's definitely something that's gotten to her about you, seen about you, heard about you in some way. And that's what has caused the distance. It's almost feeling a little bit misaligned with this. Yeah, I feel more with what I'm seeing here, I am leaning more to it, to there's some level of um, gossip or something like that coming up. I'm leaning towards it being something that isn't true, but it could be seeing something you've posted or something you actually physically said to her. But it seems a little bit like there's some kind of middle thing. This can happen if it's like you put something out on social media and then they've seen it, but it can happen as well when there's gossip. Someone else has said something and then they've taken that as true. Friendly, hello. Okay, I really love like new people jumping in. I really appreciate it. Love light and blessings to everyone who is new. But please do follow the banner, follow the instructions on the banner. Leave your full name and date of birth with your question, please. Jan, so for clarity, it wasn't directly aimed at just me, or was it a big part of why he hid the game? Because he's avoiding me. Okay. No, it did feel like more broad, more general. There could be some aspects of not wanting you to see, but there's definitely something more to it. It's not just you. Love card for Damini. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So you had a past life relationship together, or there's a really deep level of spiritual connection between you. Ariana, I'm so sorry guys, please if you're new. I will pull cards without the full name and date of birth, so friendly, a love card, that's fine. Retreat. So you have retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world. So this can be, if you're really focusing on manifesting someone, if you're single and you're really focusing on manifesting someone, it can be about taking a step back, allowing the energies to settle, taking some time just for yourself, for self-love, and letting the love come in naturally now that the energies are out there, your desires are out there. But it can be if you're just getting into a relationship or just meeting someone, retreat can mean spending some time just with them. So sometimes when we're looking for a relationship, we go into all our social gatherings, we're going to all of our events, we're getting out a lot more because we want to meet someone. Then when we meet someone, sometimes we get retreat because we need to just spend time with them. It's just us and them. It's just, retreating, taking some time just alone together, getting maybe a movie in with, a takeaway or something, instead of going out to a restaurant somewhere outdoors or a pub or, a social gathering, You're so welcome, guys. McHannah, how does VG feel about me? He's a really good friend of mine, but he recently became single, and now he's suddenly been very open and even more comfortable with me. Okay. Yes, so there's definitely interest there. There's definitely romantic interest there, and it's almost this feeling of, I can test the waters with this now, Now I'm single, I can test the waters with that. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry, Tom. I see that you did figure out becoming a member. Sorry that I didn't see that sooner. Casey, I'm so sorry, guys. Guys, please, if you're new, or if you've only been on the pendulum, please leave your full name and date of birth with your question. Jasmine, do I need to bridge the gap with the distance in communication between Phil and I, or is that something he's going to do? Yeah, it does seem like there is a joint effort element to it, but it does seem mostly on his side, yes. Miss Venus, is Jay's friend Mataya, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, jealous of the time he's spending with me or me in general? Does she secretly have feelings for him? What is it with her energy towards him? Yes, so there is feelings there, and there's also this element of I feel a little bit like it's called for. I feel a little bit like I'm being led on a little bit. That's Mateo. So there is this feeling of it feels a little bit like I've had the wrong idea, maybe I have the wrong impression, or I'm reading signs that aren't quite there or something like that, because there does seem to be this element of my feeling. Yes, I do have those feelings, but to me they feel just a little bit. So I hope that helps. Kritika, when will Anivesh come with a marriage proposal to my parents and we get engaged? Okay. So that is murky, and I think it's because there's so many kind of elements to this. There's so many steps needed before that for that to fully come into play. So, I can kind of see that there's a little bit of a possibility there, but there's so many things that need to come before that it's just not too clear. Gauging a time frame wouldn't really be fair, if that makes sense. It may just not manifest in that way. Pooja, what Anne is feeling and thinking about the decision he had taken in the past about me and our connection. Okay. There is some questioning of the decision. There's definitely some questioning that comes up about it quite frequently, but there's also a bigger kind of element of thinking I've done the right thing, thinking, I've made the right decision. Benita, what will I appreciate about my future spouse? The feeling of comfort, safety and security. There really is this kind of trust, this really nice level of trust between you that feels very, it's unspoken because it's like, I suppose the element of trust comes up more in a relationship when there's mistrust. So it's unspoken in the sense, but it feels very nice. There's definitely a security and also a comfort. So I feel that you're yourself around me, and I also feel that I'm able to be myself around you. Jan, what are Caden's feelings towards and does he want something romantic? Will they continue to have one-on-one calls often, or are they starting to separate? Okay. there seems to be a pulling back from considering romantic things, because it does seem like considering romantic things was becoming a bit more prominent quite recently. There seems to be stepping back from that now and going with a complete opposite direction now. So that it was quite short lived, I feel, but there's definitely a stepping back from that now. Continue to have okay. Yeah, separating. It seems like it is coming. There's kind of shorter, some calls becoming shorter, some communications becoming shorter. You know, some one word answers coming in there, and a little bit more time between calls, between hanging out, if you will. Katika says romance angel, of course. There we are. So getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So really kind of bridging that gap, bridging that, all of those gaps. What don't I know about you? Let's know, each other, or innermost thoughts and feelings. Getting to know each other on a deeper level, and it's very important before marriage. Samaya, how many interviews I might face before getting a job offer? Is these interviews are online or offline? Okay. Okay, so I see two, and it does seem that one is offline and one is online. One is online and and one is not online, not offline, but in person. Yes. Swati, one astrologer is saying you will never get married. If you marry, your married life will not be good. Please check, will I get married, and how will be my married life? Yeah, it's interesting because your birth chart does show. I'd love to get more into astrology myself, to be honest, but your astrology reading can show a lot, and it may be the case that there's a lot of ups and downs. Maybe you marry like a twin flame, and maybe the marriage doesn't last too long. There are many options, so let's look and see. If we see long-term or issues going on there, let's see. Yeah, so there definitely does seem to be trials and tribulations. There definitely does seem to be a lot of challenges and struggles going on together. And it does seem to be kind of like part of your, yours and theirs life mission is to work through these issues for the growth of your soul, the growth of your kind of higher self, if you will. So there is some tests that I can see that. But there is an element, there is suggestion, there is an element of long term, there is an element of remaining together long term, but I can see where the kind of struggles and challenges may be clear in the stars. Damini, what can I expect next between me and Kush? Okay. More communication and more in-person plans. Pooja, chakra card, yes. Rejection, okay. So this card is all about fearing rejection, fearing maybe fearing like everything's going to go wrong. It's these like kind of big fears that we have that like if we get rejected, that's the end of the line, sometimes we can get this. I mean, if the actual example on here is he's an artist, so he's kind of fearing he's fearing judgment, he's fearing rejection, he's fearing like if one avenue doesn't go right for me, that everything is just completely burnt to the ground, which of course isn't the case. So it's all about taking action releasing any procrastination and just taking action and not worrying about rejection. You may get rejection at one point, you may get rejection from somewhere, but ultimately things will go well. Just keep at it, keep going. Action, momentum is very, very important. Keeping up momentum, not procrastinating too much. And it does seem like, don't fear rejection too much. Don't let your kind of fears about things that are in some way a little bit trivial, because one rejection, if going for a job, one rejected job offer is not a rejection from every offer I put in, So it's not letting that one-off kind of rejection set you back or stop you from starting. Did Friendly put their full name and date of birth at all? Guys, so everyone is welcome to ask questions, but please leave your full name and date of birth with your question if you are either new or you haven't been in for a long time, or if you've only been on Pendulum streams as well. Please put your full name and date of birth. I do need it for the crystal ball to connect with your energy. Shweta says, when will I and Summit reconcile forever? It looks like beginning to mid next year. So there's a bit of a time frame for that. Love card for Delphine. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic interests. A new person is going to come into your love path and show interest. And McHannah, what is my relationship? Sorry, I got an itch there. I didn't want to draw red all over my face from itching. McHannah, sorry. What does my relationship status look like by the end of this year? Will I still be single or date someone? Okay. By the end of this year, it seems like you will be in beginning stages with someone who's very prominent. Beginning stages with someone that it's very likely to go deeper with. So it may not be official by the end of this year. There may not be a title like I'm your girlfriend, that kind of thing. But there is this element of you will know them. You will be in contact. Kidda says, does my boss have a crush on me? Okay. Yes, I'm getting a yes with that one. Arushi Gupta, can you do a general reading for me? I'm a student, career orientated and future finances, 26th of May 2006. Okay, so for the crystal ball stream, I do not do general readings because a general reading takes at least half an hour. That's why I ask for specific questions for the crystal ball, because then we can ask multiple questions throughout the stream and everybody gets a go. If I was just going person to person doing general reading, I would only get through about 4 people in the stream because I do maybe 2.5 hours. So I'd get through about 4 or 5 people. So what I will do for you, I will do a chakra card and a shadow healing. Let's do those two. So chakra, workaholic, very, very interesting, workaholic, and you're asking for work, so it does resonate. But we're seeing the blue, and the blue suggests throat chakra. Your throat chakra might need some work. You might need to clear your throat chakra. You might need to meditate on the throat chakra, maybe listen to throat chakra frequencies, because your communication is going to be very, very important. So of course this can be communication is our throat chakra is communication and self-expression. So how we express ourselves, how we come across to people in interviews is throat chakra. How we connect with clients, customers, bosses, colleagues, it's all throat chakra. So throat chakra is self-expression, communication and listening as well. Don't forget the listening part. You may need to work on your throat chakra, but you are getting workaholic. So how does that resonate with you? Because sometimes with workaholic card, it does tend to suggest that you're doing a bit too much. This could be that you're working too much and not taking enough time for relaxation, because don't forget, we all have, you know, a kind of, how can I say it? We all run out of energy at some point, and for the people who allow themselves enough rest throughout the week are going to go for a lot longer than people who just work and don't rest. They're going to end up having like a what do people say, if you don't rest, your body will your body will make you, so you'll get sick, or you'll get, you know, something like that. So it's just about that balancing, you know. Now sometimes we can draw the workaholic card when we haven't been working very much. Maybe we've been unemployed for some time and we draw this card. It can be about balancing the work path. So sometimes when we get, if we've been unemployed for a long time, we can lose our motivation, or we can be too motivated right away and then give up on it eventually. Let it dishearten us, if that makes sense. So it's all about balance on that work path. It's all about, I don't want to put too much in right away, but I want to keep going. I want to keep momentum. And that is the chakra card. But I'm also going to do a shadow healing, just in case, because that might help. So you have the suffering card. Thinking that no one knows the pain you're enduring is just another form of self-pity. Every soul experiences pain. It's what we do with that pain that defines our future. So this card can seem a little bit, and these cards do seem a little bit to the point, and kind of almost like it's like a jab almost. Like it's not empathetic really. But suffering is an interesting thing when it comes to our life path, because sometimes our suffering does define us and does kind of give us drive to change or to do something better. But we should also kind of know, you know, we should recognise where people are there for us, where people are able to kind of resonate with our suffering and be there for us, and, you know, empathetic people we should surround ourselves with, and also where we should kind of maybe cut off talking about it, or cut off sharing with someone who's going to use the weakness against you as well. So when we get the suffering card, it's also about choosing who we do and don't share our suffering with. So it's very nice to share it with empathetic people because they can hold space for you. Not good to share your suffering with negative people because they will use that against you. So just to think a little bit about suffering, about maybe releasing something if you've been suffering with something for a bit too long as well. And that was for Arushi. So, Sarah, how long will it take for me to get a free bed now going on emergency housing? Okay. So I'm guessing an 8-month time frame there. So Cutest says guidance for my love life. Okay, so you're very welcome to ask a specific question, but I will pull you a love card. There we are. So we have, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. Now, the cards that we draw on a stream, on a, you know, like a one card pull, should we say, when you pull one card, it can be the present chapter, you know, the 3-month kind of chapter you're in already, or it can be that near future, so it can be just after. But it is giving us kind of like it's pretty soon. It's not going to be too long until you have met this person, if you haven't met already. So meeting them is going to be very soon, and you may have already met. Thank you, Jan. I can't reply to friendly anyway because I don't have the full name and date of birth, unfortunately. I was just trying to get a little bit further down with the heart before changing the emoji. But I think I might just change it now. So let's see. I'm up to Pragati, I believe. And I'm just going to change the emoji here. It's quite busy. It's quite a busy stream. Pragati, how can I create peace in my family? They are blaming me for things beyond my control, saying I'm not helpful or present enough. Okay. Yeah, so creating peace in a whole family, there can be a lot that goes into that, because we can, I mean, in a family, we can look at the present chords, the chords that are kind of active. So, for example, you know, in my family, for example, chords, I'm going to have much more energy and chords with my mother than other members of my family. There's still going to be chords of love there, but they may be very low energy. They may be very, they may just be not very active, if that makes sense, because although we love each other, we don't, you know, there may be no throat chords, we don't communicate a lot, things like that. You know, there may be heart chords and third eye chords where we have beautiful thoughts about each other and love, but there's just not a lot. Like throat chakra chords, root chakra, solar plexus chords going to be, you know, to me and my mother. So it does depend, because there's each kind of person in the family who's kind of involved in this, should we say, because there may be family members who are distant, like I have distant family members. It's going to, it depends on the dynamic and the chords between each people, basically. Because, you know, from the energy, like from this message, I'm kind of feeling like, is everybody blaming you? Like, is everybody in agreement that, like, the lack of peace in the family is completely your fault? You know, because if that's the case, if it's kind of like a group effort of like, you're in the wrong, it's her fault, then it's not you that's in the wrong, it's them, you know? Because you can't just blame all of your issues on one person. But I suppose maybe they spend more time together than you spend time with them if they think you're not present enough. They may just simply just want to spend more time with you. It could be as simple as that, you know. It does depend on, like I said, who we're looking at in there. Guys, if you're new, can you please read the banner? Because it's kind of, you know, I've put the banner up here asking for newcomers to leave your full name and date of birth. And it's like nobody reads it. And then I'm like, I feel bad that I'm skipping so many questions. But I have tried my best to put it on the screen. So please, try to read it if you can. Kidda says, am I about to be on a new tax bracket? It seems highly possible. Although it doesn't seem like current, very immediate energy. There may be a bit of time that passes before this, but it does look highly possible, highly prominent. Megha, when is R getting his YYZ visa? How many days or weeks? Okay. It seems like 3 weeks. It seems like 3. Daniela, will he contact me? Thank you, Daniela. I'm definitely used to your energy now, so you don't have to leave your full name and date of birth, but I still appreciate that. Will he contact with me? Will he connect with me? Okay. It's looking like about 55%, so it's ever so slightly the more prominent path, but it's still a little bit low. Phoenix says guidance for love life. Oh, I didn't know if that was you. I didn't know. Okay, guidance for love life. Let's do a love card. Okay, so we have release your ex. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Now, Clearing your energy, so releasing your ex isn't always just as simple as releasing your ex. If that resonates with you, and if you think, yeah, I am still connected to my ex, then it may be as simple as that. But sometimes the release your ex card is more about releasing something from the past. So it may not be a person as such, but there could be an idea, maybe there was a relationship of the past where things were really good, and there's this expectation for a relationship to be exactly like that. Sometimes it's an expectation we have to release, or we miss ourselves. Like, we may not miss the person from the past, but we may miss who we were in that relationship. Maybe we've changed a little bit, maybe we've grown, maybe we're more maybe we're not as carefree and all of that. Sometimes we miss who we were in the past, so you may need to release that. And sometimes with the release your ex, it's not there is a cord to release, but it's them reaching to you. So you may feel completely over them, you may have kind of done all that cord cutting and everything, and you're over them, but they may still reach out to you sometimes. So there could be some fraying going on, which is a cord trying to build. Even if you're protected, cord's still trying. So just think about that, and maybe there is something to clear there from the past. I'll pull you one more love card for future, because that's of course releasing something from the past. But let's see. Oh, and then we get reconciliation right after release your ex. So someone from your past is coming into your life. So that's very interesting to get both of them together, needing to release them. Sometimes it is the case, it's more the case in twin flame relationships, where we need to release the person fully and kind of not be in focus of it, be in working on ourselves, wanting what we want for ourselves, and only then does that person come back. So sometimes there is this element of we need to release everything before you're ready again, before you're both ready again. There could be an element of splitting and then needing healing on your own path before you come back together. But with this one as well, it can sometimes be that there's someone who you weren't in a relationship with in the past, but you knew of, so they're not new, it's not a new person, but they're going to be new in terms of a love interest. So maybe they were a friend, maybe they were an associate, maybe they were a school, a classmate or something, and they're going to come back into your life, but this time in the love sense. So it's not always about getting back with the past relationship. So I still focus a lot on releasing that past, so that the positive things can come back through into the future. Elisa? Yes, Leon, yes. If you can hear me. Elisa? Okay, I've unmuted now. So, Elisa, what do you see about the situation with my mum and sister? We had a fallout and they aren't really speaking to me, thank you. Okay. Yeah. So I do see most prominently, I see you being the kind of the bigger person and the one that reaches out and the one that kind of mediates reconnecting. But I do also see that in the slightly less prominent path of you were to kind of leave it and kind of kind of live your life for a little bit, kind of with that situation in the back of your mind, that there will be some coming around and some connecting with you and some making a bit more of an effort with you. So it just depends really on where you're at with it and how long you would maybe like to leave it, because you reconnecting seems more prominent and more soon than somebody else coming back and kind of trying to rectify it. That seems a little bit further along the path if you were to leave it. Elisa, could you see if once I heal from the situation with my family, will F and I somehow rekindle. I'm a bit hurt and closed off at the moment. Okay. Yeah, there does seem to be possibility of reconciliation. There really does seem to be. It doesn't seem immediate chapter. It doesn't seem within these kind of 3 month kind of um, chapter that you're in. But it does seem possible, yes. It just doesn't seem very soon. Friendly, I can see I'm Moon in Pisces, Aries, but I just don't see full name and date of birth anywhere. Sorry. Amanda, I came in before on live. I don't know if you remember. I think it was a while ago. Yeah, so when I haven't connected with someone in quite a while, you know, I have regulars who are always in the stream and I'm always reconnecting with that energy. So it sticks. You know, it kind of sticks with me. But if you don't come in for like a month or something, then probably I'm going to release that connection and not kind of have it forefront. I will need reminding of your energy. So I hope that's okay. And should I do another emoji yet? No. Oh no, I can't. I'm not up to the faces yet. I'm not too far off though, I don't think. Let me see. Stella, where will I meet my future spouse? Online is coming through there. Samaya, a card. Yes, let's do Druid Wisdom. It doesn't want to focus. Pilgrim's Peace. Pack a bag and get away for a while. Find a way to gain perspective from a higher ground. Trust your place in the great and glorious grand scheme of things. Life is a spiritual pilgrimage. Carry rainforest jasper to awaken spiritual awareness. So you're being given a crystal there. Rainforest jasper to awaken spiritual awareness. So it can help to heighten intuition and heighten your spiritual gifts as well. Leon, if someone asks, if you're replying to someone like, yes, of course, do you just attach the emoji? Put and your full name and date of birth. Just put that, just in case. Even if you don't know if they're new or not. Romance Angel for Mega. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So the red flags, I think it's important to note that red flags aren't always something that is a make or break. You know, it might be something that just needs talking through. It might be something that just needs working through. It might be something that just needs some compromise, just needs some time and attention put into it. Because like us people here are working on ourselves and growing all the time, it's also possible for other people to do that, of course. So red flag seems like a really alarming card. And of course, you know, you might want to be a bit more aware, a bit more vigilant. But it can be things that can be worked through, especially if there's only one or two, you know. If there's millions of red flags and you're like, there's one, I would just back away. But yeah, so it's just like one thing that could be worked through. Yeah, so you're very welcome to send me full name and date of birth in Facebook. Let me just check. Do I have any new messages there? So are you asking like where you might go on vacation? I'm a bit confused about that one. New changes regarding a vacation. So do you mean like, will you go somewhere new? Will you go somewhere you've been before? Benita, card of my choice. I'll choose Unicorn. Nature. Ground yourself, find a sanctuary in nature, and connect with the elementals. So our wind, air, water, and air we want to connect with. So very, very nice. Getting into nature, grounding. And I always say to people as well, if you can't ground, if you don't, you know, physically, if you don't have a garden or something, or it's really cold at the time, just get some flowers, get some houseplants, and just, you know, connect with them, be really close to them. We can still ground like this. Guys, please remember that it's specific questions for the crystal ball. So if someone says, oh, can you tell me about some changes that are going to happen, that kind of give way to a whole reading, a whole general reading, you know? So be more specific with your questions, please, for the crystal ball. Yeah, specific questions. And you can also request cards as well. If you do want something more broad, you can have cards. Sue, what month do you think I will get a job, please? October. Finally, say chakra card, absolutely. Completion. We have completion and we have the sacral chakra with it being orange. Now, completion is all about finish. So it can be something that's been on the back burner for a long time that we need to finish. We're kind of being called to finish it. It's coming up as something we really need to complete. This happened to me quite recently because as like kind of a little bit of a hobby, I work on furniture. So I do like wood burning and I do painting, but it's all like mandalas and things on furniture. I will like sand a piece of furniture and then kind of decorate it and make it look more, I suppose, like boho kind of style. And that's kind of my creative hobby. And I've had this kind of message come to me recently that I need to just complete that, just get it done, because I have a project in the garage that I just need to complete. And so we usually get this card when we need to complete something, we need to wrap something up, and it's very often either an intimate relationship or a creative hobby, because it's the sacral chakra, which is very important for our intimacy and our creative energy. So sometimes it can be you've had this idea in your mind for a very long time about starting something creative and you're being told to physically complete it, or you can be like me and you actually have something outside that you need to finish, or it can be an intimate relationship that needs to come to an end as well. Jancy chakra card for my connection with Caden. Impatience. Interesting, because I think that you've been very, very patient. But that we are linking here to throat chakra, to communication and things like that. So it could be something more to do with kind of that expectation of maybe, you know, communication every day or calling as this kind of frequency and things like that. So maybe relax a little bit around expectations with communication and just allow things to unfold naturally, and kind of I think a lot of messages that are coming through with your connection at the moment are about allowing things to unfold naturally for a little bit. So releasing kind of, you know, releasing too much focus on manifestation, releasing spell work, releasing things like that, just allowing things to unfold a little bit more naturally. And also maybe not pushing communication as well. So sometimes it can be the case that there's 7 messages in a row with no response, and that can be why this card comes up, you know, because it's kind of like, okay, so you're not getting the replies and the consistency and the time frame that you want, but you're not really helping by sending like tons of messages. So I'm not saying that you do that, but I'm just giving examples of what it can relate to. A love card for relation with my new love. We have friendly there, so friendly love card. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, very soon. So it seems like there's something coming on your love path very soon, but have a clear and confirmed picture in your mind of what you want. You know, be quite clear. Like, I want someone who's like this, these traits. And yeah, it looks like very soon things are coming together very soon on your love path. So thank you very much for the full name and date of birth. I think I understand that. I'm not sure. Is that your date of birth? I don't understand the kind of format there. So have Liz. A's thoughts and feelings for me these days. And I'm still on yellow hearts. Okay, I'm not far from the smiley faces now, guys. Not too far, so we'll change the emoji in a moment. A's thoughts and feelings for me these days. So, question from Liz. There's kind of a bittersweet feeling. There's still a little bit of negative emotion there, a little bit of maybe feeling hurt or feeling kind of, yeah, there's something there, something that's a little bit negative, feeling like almost kind of in the light of you may have done something a little bit wrong or handled something a little bit wrong or something like that. It's quite low, the negative energy, but it is there. But there is positive energy there. There's kind of missing you, kind of memories coming up and things like that, a nostalgic kind of feeling. So yes, there is some positive there. There's more positive than negative. Yeah, so guys, if you don't want to give your full name and date of birth on a public live stream, I completely understand that. That's why my Facebook and my email address are all in the description of the video. But what you can do, please just send me when you're putting your question here, put send date of birth on Facebook or send date of birth on email, and then put the question, because I'm not going to see every notification that pops up. If I'm looking at the ball, I won't see the notification, so just put it in the chat. And I have Facebook open, but I don't have like something to have my email also open on, just a small tablet. So let's see. Yeah, guys, please try to ask like specific questions as well. So Wolfie says, what do you see about my vacation in a foreign country this year? Is the question, are you asking me like where I see you most likely to go? Is it about the location, or is it about, if it's going to go well? Just let me know what it is about it that you want me to look at. Swati, in my college days, V had a crush on me. Is he still somewhere remembers me or he forget me? Okay, so let's see if he still has these memories. Yes, so it doesn't really seem like thoughts come up very often, but yes. Pooja, how the partition process in the property would go? Will that hinder my mother's business a lot? Okay, let's see. Not a lot, but a bit. Yes, there does seem to be some. There does seem to be something that needs to be kind of worked through along the her business kind of lines. It does seem like there will be something to kind of combat a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be undoable. If that makes sense, it does seem doable. Stella says love or arranged marriage. Okay. There does seem to be both possibilities, but love seems more prominent. Love seems like the more prominent path. Kritika, when will Annie Vesh and I get engaged with each other? Engaged, celebration, happiness for us. Okay. So when are you likely to get engaged? Let's see if that comes up. So I'm guessing that it will be at least 2 years. So I'm guessing it's almost like at the very minimum 2 years. Could be longer than that, but at the very minimum 2 years. So I'm going to. D, I haven't seen your. Oh, was the spell casted to separate M and I? D, I need your full name and date of birth. So yeah, there may have been a question missed because you didn't put your full name and date of birth. So sorry about that, but when you go to see a psychic in person, they can connect with your energy. When you are online, it can be more difficult to connect. So yeah. So Delphine says, when do you see me ever getting married and having a child? Okay. Okay, so see you getting engaged next year. I don't see too clearly the date of marriage, but the marriage does look very prominent. But engagement is next year. So children, I'm looking at children. Looks like 2026. For conception, sorry. Jan, will Caden and me call this week, or if not, when will we call? When will he start to no longer pop back from me? Feels like he is just purposely avoiding me. Okay. Will Caden and me call this week, or if not, when will we call? Yeah, so it does look like there's a chance of this week. There's a chance of within the next few days. But there's also more higher prominent possibility in around 2 weeks' time. That's more higher prominent. So start to no longer pull back, okay. The first week of August. Thank you, Leon. Yes, please. So, what I think I'm going to do here... Wait, let me see. How long? An hour and a half. Okay. So, for anybody who's still here... So if you're still here, can you please put... I'm going to change the emoji here. I just want to make sure people aren't jumping out. So if you're still here, please put your question with a purple heart emoji. If I haven't gotten to your question yet, you're very welcome to repeat your last question. But please use this emoji. I just want to make sure that anyone who's left is kind of filtered out, and everyone who's still here is going to get questions answered, as I only have between half an hour and an hour left on stream. So please, if you haven't had your question answered, before, where was I up to? Now I can't see it. Put your question with your purple heart, please. And if you're new, your full name, date of birth, and question with your heart. So, yeah, so if you're new, full name and date of birth, please. With your question, if you've put your full name and date of birth on Facebook, just put, I've put it on Facebook, and then your question, that's fine. But put the purple heart with your question, please. Full name, date of birth, purple heart, question. I just want to make sure I'm only answering for people who are still in now. So if you are going to repeat your question, that's fine. Don't worry. Okay, thank you guys. So I'm getting a good list of who's in here and who is not. Okay, so how Swati, will I get a government job, and if yes, then in which year? I'm guessing yes to before the end of this year. Jasmine, I had a dream I was playing cards with 3 other females. Who were those females, and what was the meaning of that dream? So it doesn't seem like the females were particularly notable in terms of representing specific people or anything like that. But it does seem like you're being given messages of this heightening of kind of luck energy, heightening of this kind of, it's almost like this competition energy, like I can beat someone, or I can beat my personal best, or I can beat my own expectations. There's this energy of coming out on top. So I would especially say if you feel yourself particularly in a competition, like in a work sense, it could be there's two people going for one position, one promotion. In a relationship sense, it could be there's two people going after the same person. You're more likely to come out on top. You have this vibrant energy of winning, if that makes sense. So that's what's really coming through for that. Kritika, will Annie Vesh and I get married with our parents' blessings in 2005 or 2007? Okay, so which is more prominent here? So 2007 does look more prominent, but I'm still seeing that the energy of this is a little bit low at the moment. So I'm sorry about that. So guys, if you're new and you haven't left your full name and date of birth, I just can't do the question. I'm so sorry, but I can pull cards for you guys. If you don't want to put your full name and date of birth, I can do cards. But in a crystal ball, I'm not going to do crystal ball questions because I want to connect with your energy properly to read properly. If I do it without full name and date of birth, or sometimes a picture, or I can even do it with full name and address, it's just something to connect with your energy with. But I feel like it's a lot less accurate when I don't have that, when I don't feel connected. So I just don't like to do that. Amanda, what's A and my ex's Gemini's feelings, and how does he view me? Sorry, A, my ex Gemini feelings, and how does he view me? Thank you for the date of birth as well. Okay. There's definitely a combination of feelings. It's definitely like a kind of complex mixture of feelings, some negative and some positive. But there is, despite that, there is a viewing you in the more positive light. So it does seem like those positive thoughts and feelings are kind of outweighing the negative. Miss Venus, what did Mate think of the boundary Jay set for her, and what does she think of me? Okay. There does feel to be a bit of a confusion energy. Feels to be a bit of confusion with that, almost like yeah, it is almost kind of like I was mistaken. Like I was mistaken about what I was kind of reading here, what was coming up for me here. So there is a confusion energy around that. And think of you. There doesn't really feel to be too much there. So I wouldn't say that it's been kind of. But I would say maybe perhaps that hasn't been too much in the way of kind of making that energy, that kind of, confused, maybe hurt in some way, energy taken out on you. It doesn't necessarily feel like that. So I hope not. I hope that doesn't happen. But there isn't really a huge energy of that at the moment. just feels kind of like, I would say there is perhaps a bit of a deflated feeling, but I wouldn't say there's anything too directly pinpointed to you. Wolfie says, what type of location popping into your head? Into your head? Why did I read into your head? What type of location popping into your crystal ball regarding my vacation? Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's see. I know you're giving me the date of birth there. Let me just focus on that for a moment. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing two things come up here. I'm seeing a close, so a trip that's not too far, a trip that isn't a huge kind of travel to, you know, quite a close place. But I'm also seeing a more distant, a more broad type of trip, and this does seem to be it seems to be kind of like maybe a city break or something like that, because although I'm seeing a lot of sun, it does seem to be, there's nice weather going on here, you know. It does seem like there's a lot going on. It seems like you're kind of within distance to like hustle and bustle. It's not super like quiet, calm kind of beachfront. There does seem to be a lot of energy, a lot of things going on. So, you know, really interesting, like a lot to kind of learn, or a lot to do, I should say, a lot to do. But yeah, it does look sunny, like it does look like kind of a nice sunny trip, but it just doesn't seem to be, I'm just relaxing on the beach, that's all I'm doing. It does seem like there's, you know, visiting places, maybe tourist attractions, maybe shopping or something like that, you know? D, thank you so much. When will Em and I reconcile romantically, and was a spell cast to separate us, okay? Okay. So I'm guessing a yes, that there was a spell to separate you. Reconciliation seems to be kind of, it almost looks 50-50 at the moment. It seems like, yeah, it seems a little bit like it could happen, it could be within your kind of realm of possibility, but also may not be. It's very 50-50 at the moment. So I wouldn't be able to really gauge a time frame on that, because it could go either way. But yes, I would probably say clearing that and protecting from that spell casting is quite important. Marie, hello! A love card and a card of my choice. A love card from Marie. Forgiving and learning. I think you got that last time. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. There's forgiving and learning still to come on your love path. There's still a process of forgiving and learning coming. And then I'll also do you a Druid's Wisdom, because I do love the Druid's Wisdom. So there's Marie's Druid Wisdom. Stone lines. As your body grows with life's wisdom, so does the heart leak out with love. Carry kunzite. for kindness and to release any resistance to healing. So if you have resistance to healing, it may be a beneficial stone. There it is. I don't know if I pronounced it properly. I said kunzite. It might be kunzite, maybe. I'm not sure how exactly to pronounce that one, so just pointing to it there. Hopefully you can see it and Google it if it's of interest to you. Bear with me one moment. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we are up to Joni, and Joni says, how's my aura? Okay. It's pretty open. So your aura is pretty open, it's pretty expanded, and there is some areas where that nice vibrant colour is going a little bit murky. So you can see where you have some yellow in there and it's gone a little bit murky. This can be like stress, can be pressures, particularly if there's stress on the work path or financial path or something like that, or trying to learn something new and there's some stresses and pressures going on, because you do have yellow in your aura, but there's some of this more denser kind of energy coming to that. It is quite expanded. So when our aura is quite expanded, it generally does mean, and I do feel this with you because we are seeing some nice love colours in there with your aura. When our aura is very expanded, if we're empaths, if we're very highly spiritual people, our aura can be very expanded, and that can mean that it's easier for negative energy to get in, psychic attacks to get in, even just accidentally getting in by us walking around past a lot of people with dense negative energy. And because our aura is so expanded, we're picking up on some of their negative energy. Some of that negative energy is rubbing off on us, and that can happen with an expanded aura. So it is very beneficial to do bringing your aura in, just bringing your aura in. It's very, very simple. I do have a meditation, I believe, so I will share it. It's a very, very simple, very quick meditation. The whole video is only 14 minutes, but it's a simple visual meditation, but it really helps with bringing in your aura. This may help preventing that from happening. Closing in your aura, which is this meditation, it won't necessarily help with what has already been affected within there, but it will help to protect you from absorbing this negativity again. So now we're up to Jan. A love card, but specifically for my connection with Caden, as I'm not sure if the first one was completely about us or if it was over Adrian. Okay, and yes, in case the unrequited love was someone else to you. Okay, so we have engagement coming up here, and it says your love life is ascending to a high level of commitment. So remember, engagement or a marriage card, it's always about that next level. That next level of the connection. So for example, if you're completely single, it could be meeting someone new or just meeting someone. If you're if you've met someone but it's kind of, you know, maybe we're not decided fully, it can be getting into a relationship. If you're in a relationship, it can be engagement. If you're engaged, it can be marriage. And if you're married, it can be really further deepening that connection. So it's all about that next level. If you're completely single, it's probably not going to be an engagement soon, but it could be the beginning of that path, you know, meeting someone. Marianne Harris, is my estranged daughter going to communicate with me this week? Marianne, I'm really, really sorry about that. I'm sorry about that situation. I feel like you have been in before, but I don't feel immediately connected to your energy. So, um, if you can leave your full name and date of birth, I will jump back to your question. I do apologise. I know it's difficult if you've been in before, but if it's been a while, or if it's been a while, or it's only been once or twice, it can be, I can still need it just to connect. But I do apologise, Marianne, I just don't feel connected to your energy. So just leave your full name and date of birth and I will get back to you with that one. KK, my left hip has caused me to incredible pain since the beginning of May. Can you feel into what's going on? Your left hip. Okay. So I will check this and I'll see what comes up for me. But what I always do say with readings, with energy healing, with anything like that, it's not to be used in place of doctors or healthcare professionals. So you shouldn't really use a crystal ball reading over GP appointment. You shouldn't use anything that comes up over medical advice. They should always be complementary. So go to the doctors and go to a reading, do energy healing, and if you've been given any suggestions about actual physical things that might help, like food or medication or surgery, it's doing those things together, together, not one or the other. But let's see what comes up with the left hip. So yeah, I'm guessing nerves come through. Something to do with the nerves. The nerves are really coming to the forefront there. Pragati, is my ex going to return back to me this year? I feel he's going through a lot. So there does seem to be a possibility here around December time. It doesn't look too prominent, like I'm not seeing like 90 or 100%, but there is a possibility that I'm seeing. Turquoise Beauty, hello! Thank you for the date of birth, so I'll just focus on that there. There will be commitment between me and my ex. Okay, so let's see, we're looking at commitment between these two people. Reconciliation. So let me just take a moment to focus on these dates of birth here. Yes, it looks highly prominent. It looks like at least 75% possibility of this, but it does look like it's not going to be very, very soon. It looks like there's a bit of a wait before this comes, unfortunately. And that was for Turquoise Beauty, sorry, Turquoise. Daniela, my new relationship. A card for it? Maybe? Daniela, I'll pull you a card. I don't know what the question is, but I'll pull you a card. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So with healing family issues, there can be, it can be on either side. So it can be something needing to be resolved with you and your parents, or them and their parents. And it can also be sometimes inner child as well. So if there's something that needs kind of healing more on the inner child than the actual parents, it can be that as well. And family issues as well. I forget to mention this sometimes with family issues, but it can come up if the person you're getting into a relationship with, or you or the person you're getting into a relationship with already has like a child, or a child and a child's other parent. that there can be issues on that side as well. So when it's family, it doesn't always mean the direct parents. Kritika says romance angel for my connection with Anivesh. Calling in your soulmate. Oh no, sorry, give your relationship a chance. I read it. I just looked at the picture and said what I thought the title was. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Okay. So there could be possibility of giving this relationship a chance. So that's what you want to hear, really. Shrita, what is going on in Summit's mind for me? What plans is he making regarding us? There does seem to be a big, like, the thing that's coming to the forefront quite quickly is this: should I reach out? Shouldn't I reach out? Should I continue to move on? Because there is this element of wanting to just move forward, wanting to pick up momentum on the love path, and doing this by connecting with someone else. And it does seem like because of that, even though that seems to be very early stages, it does seem like this has triggered a kind of, shouldn't I? What should I do? Should I just kind of make the leap and try to reconnect, or not? So there does seem to be a hesitation, should I, shouldn't I, kind of energy back and forth. Swati, you're very welcome. Lalima, hello. Miss Venus, to clarify my previous question about my twin, how does he feel about things with me now, though? Do you see him continuing to try out of jealousy? Yeah, so jealousy, I do feel. I also, sorry, I kind of forgot how I answered the last question, but maybe I didn't put across that I'm picking up jealousy, but also picking up, there are natural emotions there. So there are those kind of emotions where, and it certainly still is kind of selfish in a way, because it's like, when I'm in a relationship and it seems okay, I'm able to suppress those feelings, but when I'm not, I then reach out, and then of course there's jealousy as well when I find out the reason. So there is jealousy there. But how does he feel about, but yeah, there is real feelings there. There still is a kind of desire to reconnect, in the sense of there's a attraction to you. There's an attraction to you when when I'm single, when I'm not trying elsewhere. There is a kind of genuine attraction. So it's a genuine attraction. It's not just like, oh, I've broken up with someone, so now I need someone. The attraction when I'm single, when he's single, it is there. It is true, like a true feeling. So there are still feelings for you, but there is jealousy as well. And do I see him continuing to try out of jealousy? I see a few more attempts, yes. Lalima, how's the energy around MRR Hospital? Planning to join it? Yeah, I'm getting quite high positive energy there. Suan, oh, will my husband get the job he is having an interview with tomorrow, please? His date of birth. Okay, let's look at this. It looks quite low prominence. I'm very sorry to say that, but it does look quite low prominence. Samina, a pigeon built a nest on my terrace. What will happen to me? What is this sign of what to expect? Do you mean, like, is there a symbolic representation here? Like, are you meaning, like, the physical act of the pigeon building the nest, is there a spiritual connotation to you? Is that what you mean? Really sorry. That's not. really sorry. I'm not 100% on that. So I'm probably going to finish up before even this. I'm putting finishing up a little bit later than I probably should have. You're still welcome to ask questions after my message saying finishing up there, but it's not very likely they will be answered. I don't have too much time here now, so we'll be answering as many as I can that are already up here. But Samina, if you confirm about the pigeon, I will try to do that one. And I asked someone else to confirm a date of birth or something. I'll try and find their answer there. ML Goncalves? I'm so sorry if I can't pronounce your name right. Could you see in your crystal ball that I'm going to be part of my directors team this year on 2025? Guys, I'm so sorry. Please put your full name and date of birth with your questions. Please just refer to the banner. The banner at the bottom of the screen does give information on how to do this if you are new. So just subscribe. If you're a newcomer, leave your full name and date of birth with your question. And or if you don't like to put it public on a public live stream, put the full name and date of birth on my email or Facebook, which is in the link in the description, and then let me know on here that you've done that before your question. Delphine, where will my next holiday be? Can you please describe the place? Thank you. Okay. So I see Francia, but it's not like Paris. It's more like kind of scenic, maybe like south of France, something like that. That's what I'm seeing there. Cutest says love card. There you are. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So, of course, this can link to other addictions, to other things, other habits, other cycles affecting the love path, or it can suggest that one person, in the connection, one of the people, the parties in the connection, may have codependency issues, maybe a little bit clingy, a little bit too kind of attached. So, just think about that, if it's you, maybe just work on it within yourself. If it's them, maybe see how you can bring it up in a positive, nice way, but it's not like it's something that can't be worked through, but it just depends on the level of it. Risha, hello. Where will I be able to financially stable working as a professor or doing industrial job? Okay. So I get a high possibility, a high stability in both of those options for you. Tanya, you didn't miss your chance. No, it's just, well, you may have now. Oh no, there you are, you put it, it's okay. Kelsey, thank you very much. Yeah, so I have your full name and date of birth now, but now I don't know where your question is. Let me see. May I know who my next partner is and when he will come into my life? Okay. Let me just focus on your full name and date of birth here. Okay, so I'm guessing around a 7 month kind of time frame here. This is a new person, so a new person who you don't really know. Then it does seem like you're kind of introduced through friends, so there may be some kind of prior knowledge about them, or I've heard them mentioned, brought up in some conversation or something. But it does seem like you don't like formally, officially know each other, and there's the introduction through friends going on there. Friendly. Do I have your full name and date of birth? Let me double check. No, I can't see. Friendly, I can't scroll up to, if you've given me your full name and date of birth earlier on, I can't scroll up to that now. So if you can, you have a question, how does N, my new crush, view me? If you can put your full name and date of birth, I can answer that one, but... Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, I think was I unsure of how... Yeah, I don't know how you've written the date of birth here. Is this like the 7th of January 2006? Like, I just don't know. The way it's written, that's not how I've ever seen it written like that before. So I'm sorry about that. Changing the music though. Friendly, you did ask for... Oh, you asked for a Acacia card, so you've definitely been in before. Maybe you've been on the Pendulum. I will pull you... So, Friendly, I'll pull you a chakra card. They are. Insecurity. Okay, so there may be some issues with... Oh, this one's always really loud. Hold on, it's just music's very loud. So... There may be some issues going on here with feeling a bit insecure about something, especially on your physical life path. So maybe worrying about doing things by like a certain age or by a certain time. Some issues about the physical life path, like work, wanting to be doing this by this time, promoted by this time, or something like that. Or it could be insecurity about where I want to live, not feeling safe, not feeling secure in where I live. And it could even be, we're seeing the heart in the picture here. It could be worry about the love path. It could be issues and concerns regarding the love path as well. And how that's going to manifest onto our physical path, you know? So it could be someone I feel connection with spiritually or emotionally, but it's not really manifesting onto the physical path with them. They're not communicating enough and not getting into a deeper level of connection. And there may be some insecurity around that. Maybe that makes you feel insecure. So with that, I would say focus on the root chakra. If you're meditating, focus on the root chakra, do some grounding, listen to root chakra frequencies, and yeah, just think about that if you do have insecurity, because it seems like everyone has insecurities about things, but you don't really need to, and there may be a level of confidence required to really bring in that positive alignment for you. Sam, thank you for your date of birth. Will Lucas and I be a good match in an ongoing relationship? Okay, let me just focus on your full name and date of birth for a moment. Will Lucas and I be a good match in an ongoing relationship? Okay. Yes. Getting a yes there. Lalina! Welcome back to the membership. We have a new heart chakra. So I think we got 2 new members this stream. So thank you to all of the members. I will have to redo this soon, later on. Thank you very much. It's very nice to connect back with you after so long. So So we got yes there for Sam Sam. No. Is Eamon attracted to me? Okay. Yes, I guess a yes on that. Kelsey, may I know who my ex-partner is and when he will come into my life? I think I did this one. I think this is a repost. Yes, that is a repost. So I hope you had your answer, because I did answer for you. Tanya, how will my relationship look like with V? Thank you for your date of birth there. So, how will the relationship go with V? Okay, what will that be like? Yeah, I mean, I can see some challenges, I can see some up and downs, but it definitely seems a normal amount. It doesn't seem, it doesn't seem super chaotic or like totally misaligned. It does seem good. It seems doable. Um Thank you, yes. So I have your date of birth now. So ML Goncolves. I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but hopefully you know what I mean. ML Goncolves. So just focus on your date of birth now, and thank you so much for that. Hello, please can you see in your crystal ball if I'm going to be part of my director team this year or in 2025? Okay. So I'm getting yes. I'm getting yes. I'm getting a lot of positive energy. It does seem more likely to be 2025. Mega, when will I get married to R? In YYZ or India? Okay. The soonest prominent possibility looks like 2028, and I am seeing India there. Jan. If I ask Caden if he's doing okay, because I notice something is up with him, and that it's hurting, and that it hurts me, and he's been not responding or talking to me lately, how will he react? Okay. Okay, I guess a no on this. I got resistance there. There's resistance there. Amanda, could I ask, will the ex Gemini reach out again from now to September, and why? Just bear with me. You've put your full name and date of birth somewhere? I have to go back and find it. There we go. It takes a couple of times for me to connect to the energy. So yeah, I just need to go back up there. So where am I up to now? Oh my gosh. Okay, so possibility, is there a possibility of A, reaching out before September? And why? So what will the reason for reaching out be? Yeah, so there is a possibility, but it does seem quite low prominence. I have a hair in my eye. So it does seem quite low prominence. It doesn't seem super high to be, before September kind of energy. And the reason does seem to be a mixture of kind of missing you, also with some curiosity about like what you're up to as well. You're welcome. You're very welcome, guys. I'm so sorry I don't have Acacia cards. I'm so sorry. I didn't have them today. You're very welcome. Miguel, hello. Yeah, so I did pull you a card, yeah, I remember doing that. Let's see. I'm not going to be on for much longer now, so I'm just going to get down as many of these ones as I can. So Risha says, does my future spouse have a government job or private, and will he be on an authoritative position or average level employee? Okay. So I'm seeing higher level position, and it does seem to be government based job as well. Marianne, I have asked a question before. That's okay, thank you for explaining, appreciate it. Yeah, it's just that I have like regular people who I keep connecting with their energy, and some people aren't that regular, which is fine. We all have lives and everything. But yes, because you're not in as regularly, I may just forget, so I'm sorry. So thank you for that. Let me see if I can. If I didn't answer one of your questions, let me see if I can find it. Marianne. Oh, yes. Is my estranged daughter going to communicate with me this week? Yes, so I'll do this for Marianne. So I see communication, I see connection quite prominently, but it does seem like it's a longer wait than a week, unfortunately. But it does look very highly prominent. So there's a very good chance of it. It just seems like it will be longer than a week. Let's see. Tatiana, hello. Miguel, my question would be, is it a positive outcome for me to continue to pursue my interests to join Pacific Skies group? Thank you. Okay. So there's no negative energy around that. It seems like it's kind of very 50-50. You can if you want to do that. But I do see a bigger, kind of more prominent calling. Something's more prominent. Something's more kind of almost like it's calling your energy. There's something a little bit more for you on the path further down the line. But there's no negative energy around this. So it's not like absolutely no to that. You have to do that one. But it just shows that the other opportunity that's coming up looks a little bit more aligned with you. And Tatiana says, will I achieve financial independence on my own? I'm just curious. Maybe I'll just get married well and I won't have to do anything. Yes, maybe you'll marry into money. That's a very nice thought, isn't it? So will I achieve financial independence on my own? Okay. So it does look, there's a lot of energy of doing well for yourself. There is kind of this independent positive energy of doing well for yourself, but it does look like there's more balance in the connection, in that long-term connection that you build. It does look like it's more of a collaborative effort with the partner. Yes, it does look like that. Collaborative effort rather than them being like completely rich and just marrying into it. It does look a little bit collaborative, but it does look like the partner has important energy there. Spoonfuls. I'm so sorry. I need your full name and date of birth. So sorry. Liz says any card. Okay. Let's see what we can pull you here. Let's do a chakra and a unicorn. So this is for Liz. So we have a chakra, which is recovery. So we have recovery, and it's the third eye chakra. So there could be a positive change in mindset. So recovering from a negative mindset, because we have the third eye. So we have our spiritual gifts, our imagination, our mindset, our thought processes. So recovery in the third eye can be very mental. It can be recovery of a negative mindset. It can be healing of something negative mentally, you know, some stresses, depression kind of energy can be recovered from. But it can also be recovery like unlocking positive parts of yourself, like spiritual gifts, like past life memories and things like that as well. So although it can have a very real life element to it, like healing from, you know, mental issues or stresses or depression, or healing a negative mindset, there's also those more kind of spiritual elements. So maybe learning a little bit more about your spiritual life path, uncovering some spiritual gifts as well can be possible with this. But if you do want to focus on any specific chakra, it's third eye chakra at the moment there. And then a unicorn card as well for Liz. We have intention. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. Be bold and decisive, and the universe will listen. So that was for Liz. Jan says unicorn as well. Innocence. Take time to play. Nurture your inner child. Live with a childlike sense of wonder. Keeping that curiosity, keeping that intrigue into things that are new. And yeah, taking time to play and be playful and in light-hearted energy. Not taking life too seriously at the moment. You're very welcome, Shweta. Okay, so Samina says, yes, so spiritual meanings to the pigeon nest. So sorry. I didn't want to go off on the spiritual meaning when you were asking something more specific. Beautiful birds. I do love them. So let's look. Pigeon built a nest on my terrace. What will happen? Spiritual meaning. Okay. Okay, so this is about very important communications and connections being made with people who are very distant. So they could be on the other side of the world. It could be someone that you meet online. It could be someone that maybe you go on a trip abroad and you meet someone there. But it's about making a deeper connection with someone who lives abroad, someone who lives far away, you know, but building this deeper connection. So you're kind of getting a little symbol here of this person. They're certainly in a very far, it's not someone you could just go and visit in a car or you know, on public transport. Probably would need a plane or boat maybe to visit this person, but it's a very important connection with someone abroad. You may meet them if you go on like a holiday trip, maybe you'll meet them, but it may be online as well, or online kind of thing. So let's see. So I'll just do friendly. I'll do you a unicorn card. hope. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. So I do apologise for not having Acacia cards today. They're my favourite, those ones. So I'm sorry that I didn't bring those. So Green Adventurine Tarot. May I have a crystal ball and tarot reading regarding our move to Panama? I'm wanting to continue readings while living there semi-retired. Okay, so I could look... Let's see how I can do this, because what I do here is specific questions for the crystal ball, or I pull a card. So I don't really do big open kind of readings, because my broad open readings last at least half an hour, so I'd be giving half an hour to every person on stream and it just wouldn't be doable. That's why I ask for specific questions, so I can keep myself on track when I'm looking. So if you have a specific question about your move, you're very welcome to post that. But I will pull you... Let's see, is it more about wanting to continue the readings? Is it more like how will it go? Is that more what you're looking at? I'll pull you a Druid's Wisdom just while I'm waiting to see if you reply. But yeah, so if there's something specific you want to ask about that move, then you're very welcome to do that. But here's a Druid's Wisdom. Bardic hymns. Like the hermit walking his peaceful silent rove, the secrets of healing are found among ancient holy groves. Meditate on the Hermit Tarot card for inner wisdom. So perhaps you're in a bit of a hermit mode at the moment, in one aspect. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in your whole life, but maybe in work, maybe in relationships, maybe in some aspect. You're being called to go within a little bit, maybe recharge your social batteries a little bit more than usual. Could just be that. Could just be taking a little bit of time to yourself, a little bit of extra time than usual, not being as social as usual, just being a little bit more introverted and going within a bit. As a tarot reader and all of that, I'm sure you do take a lot of time for introspection anyway, but it could just be, maybe because of this move even, you need a little bit of extra introspection. Yeah, crystal ball quickie. Being a reader, will you be, so being a reader while living there, so should I look at, I will look at, let's just look at prominence of being successful, maybe being busy, successful, something like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting really positive energy. I'm getting really positive energy on this. It seems like, I mean, it's kind of maybe pointless to say if you've already come to this conclusion yourself, but it does seem like it is an important part of your life path. It does seem like wherever you go, it kind of will fall into place a little bit. I'm sure there are places that will be more busy, places that will be too slow, I'm sure, but it does seem like it's quite an important part on your life path. It does seem like you've kind of gravitated towards that for a reason, which I'm sure you know, but in saying that, I do feel that wherever you kind of move, there'll be some level of ability there. But I'm seeing with this specific question where you specifically asked here, I'm seeing quite a, I would say more positive momentum, positive consistent momentum. So it doesn't feel like I'm way too busy, I have to turn like tons of people down. It seems kind of like a nice positive momentum, you know. It even seems like there's quite a nice regular flow, so people who are more relaxed to be booked in when you have time and things like that. Quite a nice flow. It seems very nice. Busy and thieving? Well, I hope you're not thieving. She steals tarot cards. That's what she really does. Yeah, so I think I am finishing up here. I have been on for longer than I intended. An hour, 2 hours and a half. Yes. Okay. So I am going to jump off now, guys. But it's been really nice to connect with you all. It's been very nice the amount of new people, or people who aren't in regularly, I should say, more than new people. But it's been really nice to have that nice combination. Some regulars, some people we don't usually see. Very, very nice. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Love, light, and blessings to you. So, love, light, and blessings to each of you. I really do hope to see you guys soon. You can check on the upcoming on my homepage for upcoming streams. We do have once in a blue moon non-members channeling. So on the 21st of this month, there's going to be a channeling stream that isn't members only, which I have not done for 7 months and I will not be doing regularly again. So if you can make that one, you may want to make that one. Crystal Ball again on the 23rd. We have members only aura reading on the 28th. And we have our next spell jar stream on the 29th. There will be pendulum streams and another crystal ball, at least one more crystal ball squeezed in this month at least. Yes, so look out for that. Pendulum's coming up, crystal balls coming up, and the ones on the homepage. If you do have suggestions for streams, or if you're a regular and there was an old stream we used to do that you miss and you want me to do again, you're very welcome to reach out. All of my information is in the description of the video. I have Facebook, Discord, email and TikTok, and YouTube, of course. So you're very welcome to get in contact with me in any of those ways. What else? We should think of what our next spell is going to be, And also, guys, just to mention why we do have a few people on, my Chill Vibes journal, there, ignore the spelling of journaling. I have changed that. If you order it, it will not be spelled wrong. It's a very beautiful and very small, it's travel size, colouring journal with pages for journaling as well. So there's many journaling pages, and there is things to colour in, sacred sites, Stonehenge, things like that. And there's many, if you can look at the side there, if you can see, there's all sorts of information in there as well. So I give manifestation tips, spiritual practice prompts, so some help with meditating, some help with the third eye, some help with connecting to spirit guides, some help with manifestations. There's all sorts of tips and tricks for spirituality and manifesting in there, divination there. And every other page is something nice to colour in. There's the guides page. So every other page is something very nice to colour in. So it's nice for meditating, it's nice for relaxing. But you also do get a lot of prompts. You even get prompts for dream journaling, you get prompts for star seeds, prompts for manifestation, tips for manifestation I should say, prompts for shadow work as well. So everything is in there, well not everything, but a little bit of everything. It's like I touch on most things. There's grounding, shadow work and all of those things. That is in the links in the description as well. It's from Amazon, so if you have Amazon Prime, I think even if you don't, I think it comes in a couple of days. If you have Amazon Prime, it'll probably be next day. Probably come the next day. But yeah, there's a lot to do in there. It's not just colouring, it's not just relaxation. There is a lot of prompts and suggestions. But maybe you don't want those prompts and suggestions and you just want a lot of journaling pages, and there is a lot of journaling pages as well. So do check that out. It's in the link in the description. So I do hope that if that's something you would enjoy, that you will go ahead and let me know what you think about it. I would really appreciate feedback on those, especially from, I sold a few and one journaling was spelled wrong on the cover, so I hope I don't get any bad reviews for that. But yes. So love, light and blessings to each of you guys. I do hope to see you on stream soon. And again, thanks to the members, to our two new members that we got today. I will be putting you guys back on here as well. love, light, and blessings.